Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ryan. Welcome back to Blueprints. It's Blueprints Day. Hey, here's the deal. It's episode 125 of our blind playthrough of this game. I was sitting here before recording, thinking, hey, what do I want to do today? What do I want to try and accomplish? There's one big thing, right? There's one big thing sort of hanging its head over the playthrough right now, and that is me not understanding family core, numeric core, family crest, etc. Here's the problem. I don't know. Whoa, that was so weird. Oh, I have a controller plugged in that has some stick drift on it. So it thinks that... Oh, that's so funny. It thinks that I was walking forward there. I was like, why is my character auto-advancing forwards? Here's the problem. I don't... let me explain what I'm doing as I do it. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to unplug this controller because it is not working out. There we go. Okay. Let me explain what I'm doing as I do it. So, here's the deal. We have a big thing hanging over our head. It's the numeric core thing. The problem is I don't really know that I understand it, / know that I know how to approach it differently. So here is what I'm going to do. So one, I'm not sure that I know how to solve it. We spent an agonizing amount of time in the last episode trying and failing to solve it. And I failed repeatedly. And here's the second problem. I am recording this episode kind of a little bit later at night than normal, and I've just gotten done parenting all day, and our daughter is homesick from school, and so I've been parenting. And long story short, I don't feel like I'm in a particularly productive headspace to re-tackle that problem yet. However, there is definitely one thing that I need to tackle in this game that is really sort of simple and which you can do no matter what your brain feels like. And that is draft observatory. Something like 8 more times? 9 more times? Something like that. To see what happens when we hit 100. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draft observatory every single chance I get. And maybe also conservatory. I'm not really sure. I may just try and do like 9 quick runs to get observatory out of the way. I may try and draft conservatory as well, just because it's fun to try. I didn't get it, so we're just going to go ahead and call it a day and advance. The alternative was me not actually even opening the game today and just taking a look at my Photoshop documents and trying to understand numeric cores again. And between the two, I was like, I think I prefer, at least for now, doing what you got to play the hand you've been dealt, not the hand you wish you had. And the hand I have right now is a brain that is a little tired and not ready to tackle the final boss of fucking arithmetic, which is the numeric core. I'll get there. I don't know if I'll get there in today's episode, but I'll get there at some point. We should grab this real quick. We're going to find we're going to get to 100 stars, though, and that is also an important thing that does need accomplished. There's observatory. Beautiful. And I don't think I actually have to click, but I do just kind of want to see. I want to check inside of the telescope every time just to see if there's a new constellation in there. None of those are going to take me to the corner, so instead I will just call it a day right here, and we'll keep it moving. We'll keep it moving. I was going to check my notes and just see if there's anything else that strikes me as something we could do while we are sort of speed running constellations. Really not. Really not. And this is kind of the place that I've put myself, which is currently I don't really feel like I have much to chase down, minus what the Discord has very kindly suggested to me to chase down, or helped me chase down. And because of that, when I hit a dead end, it is a big dead end. Like this, me not understanding numeric cores right now is, or I hesitate to say it that way, because while I do think my understanding of numeric cores was like a C at best, I think I probably understood the core and didn't understand what to do with it in Vault or how it relates to Vault. And that's a problem, right? Like, either one of those is a problem. If I don't understand numeric cores, that's a problem. If I don't know what to do with it, that is a different problem, but the same end result, which is not figuring it out. And dead ends are a weird thing. Dead ends are a very weird thing, as in puzzles and in like matters of the brain, or matters of creativity, or matters of logic, or whatever. Dead ends are so like, they have a tendency to become a little bit bigger than they are. At least if you're me. I don't know what other people's experiences of dead ends are. For me, in my brain, dead ends have the potential to become a bigger deal than they actually are. If you're like me, once your brain has sort of thought a certain way, if my brain has like, imagine before you a hill of untouched snow. It's a downhill of untouched snow. You hop on your sled and you go down that hill. You walk around back up to the top of the hill. All of a sudden, if you're looking where to sled, there's one really obvious path that has already been sort of smoothed out, and everything has been sorry, we're just double checking. Was that a new? No, that these are two separate ones. Okay. All of a sudden there's a pre-existing path, and if you're like me, my brain will want to go back down the old path again. That's not anything wrong with my brain. I think it's pretty freaking natural. But the way around a dead end is not to keep thinking the same thoughts. And so then you got to figure out like, hey, how am I going to back up enough that I can see with a new perspective and get around whatever is sort of stopping me? This is honestly going way faster than I thought. And something else is happening too right now, which is that hopefully next time I go to security or laboratory, I'm going to have a bunch of new staff announcements to read. I hope so. I hope the staff announcements don't populate once you have populated a terminal. I hope they populate at the start of the day. But we'll find out at some point, probably. We are at 94, and we're going. We are going. Gotta just grab this stuff as you run past, even if you don't need it. I truly don't think there is any other room that I would stop for right now. Like, if something came up on one of these three rooms, I don't think there is a single room that would be so interesting to me that I would stop and... Those are all normal. Like, stop the run and take a pause and look at it more carefully. Because I believe right now the only real things that nothing in the house that is like particularly common is worth thinking about. Minus Vault. So I guess if Vault came up, like if I drafted Vault right here, I might take it and try and figure out, hey, what do I do in here? Which, speaking of, that's probably a good reason to try to get Conservatory, because if I get Conservatory and I get Vault, maybe I should consider making that common. Is that 95? So long story short, after the last episode that I recorded, which somehow ended up being over 2 hours long. Let me double check how long it was. It blew my mind. I got up from that record. It was 2 hours like on the dot, 2 hours and 5 seconds. I got up from that recording session, and full disclosure, when I record, I have a little timer that I start to tell me when a single hour has passed. Most of the time, sometimes with different games, it's a little bit shorter. Or sometimes if I have to get out of here like 45 minutes from now, I'll set a timer for 45 minutes. Not because I want to make the episodes exactly an hour long, especially not with this game. That never happens. But because I often want to be aware that time has passed, and video games is a great way to make you forget that. And like I said last episode, no game makes me forget that more quickly. Let's take security so we can take a look at staff announcements. Than fucking blueprints. I got done with that last session, and I was like, that was probably an hour, 15 minutes. I know my timer went off, and I silenced it, and then I went back to playing. Couldn't tell you how long it was. Could not tell you how long it was. We're grabbing dice so that we can try for Conservatory in the corner a little bit more aggressively, just because I think it could be fun. I don't have gems for that. Oops. Okay. It doesn't matter. Let's go see if there's any new staff announcements, just because I'm curious now. We've done like 4 or 5 days. Is there a new... Simon, last weekend I started making a list of upgrade discs I know of. Okay, interesting. Guys, you guys are so far behind the 8-ball. I'm trying to figure out numeric cores. And you're out here talking to me about upgrade discs that I have 15 out of 16 of. We are not the same. This is staff announcement number... oh boy, 28. It's only half of them. Hopefully it will be of some help. Her Ladyship's Chamber... Mechanarium, Freezer, Morning Room, Tomb, Great Hall, Vault, or Garage. We're going to click the next button and see what happens before we come back to that. I think there's one in the archives, but it's locked in a file cabinet. Anne might know where that key is. Go ahead and screenshot that. Now you're talking to me about keys. Now you're talking to me. There's actually 2 file cabinet keys I hid for the Baron, but I think the one you're talking about is buried by the grill and the patio. I'd have to double check the aquarium to be certain. Okay, this is better. This is better. We're actually getting good hints now. Thank you, staff. I love the idea of once you have reached a certain moment in the game, the staff comes online to very slowly, day by individual day, help you through some clues. I like that idea a lot, because the odds this deep into the game that you've missed something are high, and probably the best way to make progress is actually to circle back to things that you assumed you already knew. Like, somehow we've done all this work and we don't have... Why am I drafting from here? Somehow we've done all this work and we don't have 16 out of 16 things. That's a little nuts. Okay, so back to that memo. Really quickly. I am pretty sure I have all of them. I am not confident that I have all of them. But here is what my brain does when I see that list. Archives locked in a file cabinet. We know we have both of those keys. So done with that one. Her ladyship's chamber, I'm not actually sure on. Mechanarium, I have unlocked all 8 doors. I'm guessing it was in there, but I don't. I think that's correct. I think I remember that. Freezer, I remember. I'm pretty sure. Morning room, I think it was just like the first time you go inside a morning room, there's something there. Tomb, I really don't remember where, but probably. Great Hall, I'm guessing it was behind one of the locked doors. Vault. Now, it's possible we haven't got one from Vault, but I don't remember. And then garage, I think, is probably from like the boot on the back of the car, right? I may ask. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. Anyways, let's continue what we were doing. I have an idea, but let's continue what we were doing. We're going to see if we can get conservatory here. Beautiful, we did. And then we'll go back to raising... Give me vaults. Raising the... I'm going to make her ladyship's chamber commonplace. Because at worst... This is so funny, because I was just thinking this when we saw that little memo, or the staff announcement. I should probably spend more time in her ladyship's chamber, because I haven't been in there in forever. And then I was like, it's probably pretty rare. If I get the chance, maybe I'll make it very common, because at worst, you draft it like once or twice, or yeah, you draft it like once or twice per run. You draw it, draft it, and then you don't have to select it until, you know, all it does is it takes like, it adds like one thing to the draft pool very occasionally, you know? So, anyways. I don't know that I needed to do that, but I can always reset it to a worse rarity at some point. Okay, we're moving, we're grooving. We're moving, we're grooving. We're over 200 days, by the way. Congrats to us. We did get staff announcements do probably like populate at the beginning of a day. You don't have to get a security terminal, it seems like, to make them populate. If a staff announcement will arrive on that day, it is there from the beginning. You don't have to like draft a room with a... Oh my god, that looked so weird to me. I was like, what is this? Turns out it's just 3 very big constellations. Dang it. Oh, that's really funny. I was like, what the hell is that? It looks like a lizard across the top of the screen. It was not a lizard. Oh, sorry. Good boy. Good dog. Okay, none of this matters. We shall call it a day. Okay. Let's see. Why the fuck did Kimberly... Was it Kimberly? Why does Kimberly only have a list of half of the upgrade discs? What an unhelpful list to keep. You know? Like, hilariously, I have a list of 7 out of the 10 meals that you can get in the kitchen. But I don't know what the other 3 are. I was talking shit about Kimberly, and then I realized I have all kinds of incomplete lists in my notes. Okay. It's amazing how quickly we get observatory, which I love. 97. It's what we know. I think we probably just call it a day here. I don't really want to do the drafting to go around to get to the corners. So 3 more days. 3 more days and we should have 100. Now I wonder what it... So if we have 100, and that is the right number, and then one more if statement, and then if the constellation is the sort of spiral of stars that we have been dancing around in this game, then I wonder what its effect will be. Our draft pool is like pretty great for trying to get observatory so early. It's really pretty nice. We have a bunch of good rooms that take us pretty close to the edge. And then we're like B2 and D2, or sorry, B1 and D1, these slots, if this were a chessboard. They all... I don't always, and including in this run, I did not. But I usually get like a den, a conference room, a kitchen, something that gives you a quick little way to get to the corner. I have just realized there is actually one thing I would like to do here in terms of other rooms that we could be drafting right now. It's a weird one, though. And I don't want to do it until after we have already gotten the observatory in each run. It's a very weird one. I'm thinking whether or not we should try it. Let's get observatory first and then go from there. Come on, where's the observatory? Good dog. Come on. Okay, there's observatory. Beautiful. So 98. Cool. So here is a crazy idea. There's one other room that I would like to get, and it is a red room. So I use Banner of the King for red, and then... It's none of those red rooms, that's for sure. Last time we got gyms in lavatory. And then we see if we can't draw Lost and Found. Because if I could get Lost and Found and I can get Repellent. Oh shit, it's a found floor plan. Then I can repellent the antechamber and see what happens. Or the entrance hall, or Lost and Found. I did not get repellent. Damn. I am kind of obsessed with this room, and my obsession has not played out. My obsession has not worked in my favor. All right, we're at 98. Dang it. This is kind of unfortunate because now this is going so quickly that if 100 is the correct number and the constellation does not have something terribly interesting to do immediately, then I will be left needing to try and solve the numeric core shit again. Oh, my best laid plans to avoid it are not working. Keys, keys. This is awesome. That's 99, by the way. Cool. Let's go quickly draft towards conservatory. I'm not going to try to draft Lost and Found necessarily. I'm just going to, like, not aggressively. Okay, fuck it. It just takes an extra second or two. We'll just do a couple rooms red, just in case. Furnace makes it even more likely. Come on. The problem is more which room I'm drafting, not trying to draft red rooms. Lost and... Oh, I should have redrawn there. What am I doing? Lost and Found. Repellent. That is an interesting item. Do I try and put that item in coat check? Because if Spiral of Stars is interesting, then... No, I don't care that much. We'll just have to come back and get another telescope if it really matters that much. Okay. This should be the run where we hit observatory. So we can slow down. We can do this run a little bit more kind of normal. The goal for this run will be to get security and also observatory, and to not like burn any major bridges along the way. I don't know what the constellation is, so I don't know what I need or don't need to do during this run or future runs, you know? So we're just gonna play somewhat normal and see what happens. Come on, give me observatory. I'm curious. Please be 100. If it's not 100, I have a lot of time ahead of me. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not 100, then I don't know when I keep going until. I'll do dining room here. Like I could spend, I don't know. I mean, I could spend a long time just sitting here spamming rooms until spamming observatory until I get to more stars, but it's got to be 100, right? These doors are both locked. We have a break room, but these doors are both locked. I don't really want to do the break room unless I have to. Let's go the other direction. Man, remember last episode when I was convinced that X marks the spot? For like an hour? And then I was thinking through every single room that I know and being like, is there a marble plinth inside of... And then I learned what plinth was. What a day. What a day. Okay, we've got a couple dice. Still no observatory, which is a little interesting. We'll do a single free redraw to get boudoir with a gym and a couple apples. We'll do hallway here is perfect. I need the key and I need the... Okay, security's fine. We can check staff announcements. We can also go in here and get our gym and our free stuff. I'm trying to think what the effect... If the constellation is like a spiral of stars... I'm trying to think what the effect would be. This has the planets included on it, which I think is interesting. The spiral of stars. But I don't know. I don't know. Could the could the constellation be something about... Ah, great. No new staff announcements. Okay, I didn't want to talk to you guys anyways. Great. I don't even want to be here. In the computer. I'm very happy to be playing Blueprints for you. I don't want to be here inside of the computer. Okay. I just want to see what observatory is. Frankly, the thing I am a little bit nervous about, frankly, is that it's like kind of a nothing. It's kind of nothing, you know? I'm a wee bit nervous that it is just the most, like, not helpful thing. That would be a little bit of a bummer, frankly, just because... And I don't think it's particularly likely to be something, like, enormously helpful, unfortunately, because my problems are things like the family core. And I don't know how a constellation is going to necessarily help with that, but maybe. There's a shovel. I don't think we need to dig in here just yet. That seems like a waste of time. For... Where the fuck is this observatory? I'm going to redraw once here because I don't like any of those options. I don't like those ones either. Okay. There's observatory. Cool. Let's see. Please be 100. Please be 100. Please be 100. Yes. It's exactly what we thought it was. It looks exactly like we thought it did. What does it do? Spiral of Stars. Add a word to Spiral of Stars? It's literally called exactly what I hoped it would be. Then what? You son of a bitch. Okay. Hey, I have excellent news for you. I do not have to try the family core right now. Guess what? We're running it back. What we did on day whatever that was is exactly what we're doing tomorrow. Day 205. It's going to look very similar to day 206. That's really funny. I was like, we're really close to a final push for conservatory. Or sorry, observatory. Maybe we just do like 10 days in a row, see what happens. Turns out, we actually just need to do this. Remember earlier today when I was like, remember 20 minutes ago where I was like, what if the number is bigger than 100? I guess I'll just sit here and spam observatory, huh? Well, if it ain't, the ghost of my words come back to haunt me. That's really funny. Add a word to Spiral of Stars, then what? Then what? Is this lore? If it's revealed one word at a time, then gain. Then gain what? Gain a better understanding of the end of the game. Then gain what? The thing that makes me a little bit nervous is that 1 star gains you a coin. 101, like the second day that you have added Spiral of Stars, it says then gain. Am I going to just get Spiral of Stars, which gives you resources, and then event? Like, is it going to say, add a word to Spiral of Stars, then gain 1 coin, then gain 2 you know, keys, then gain 3, or like then gain a sale on all things, then gain inkwell. Then if it's just going to be a repeat of the old things, that's a little, that makes me a little nervous, because at what point does it stop? Then you're chasing a moving target, right? This next one will be very important. Let's take Lost and Found. Repellent. Oh, shit. Okay, I am interested. Now is the time to do this, too. That's the interesting thing. Now is the time to do this. So, this run just got very different. I'm doing a thing right now where... Okay, so we fucked around with we fucked around with repellent in the past, and when we did, it came back to bite us in the butt, right? We lost foundation for a while. Wait, is that how we lost foundation? Or did we do that outside? God, my own memory is a sieve. The solution to that was to play a bunch of days in a row, and then eventually things got better. We're doing that right now to try and gain constellations. So I think now is the time to go to Antechamber and use repellent and see what happens. We need to never walk back into Lost and Found. So we want this room to connect so that I never have to go back this way. Perfect. We want to get coat check so that we can get key cards so that we can go up foundation. We'll take observatory, absolutely. We need to open some doors to the... Then gain 1. Is it going to be a coin? Don't fuck me. Don't fuck me, observatory. If it's going to be a coin, I swear to God. Don't you do this. This is actually kind of bad. We need to open a thing. Guess we gotta take this. Okay, we're gonna go back to the start. So we need a weight room, where are the other? We need weight room or great hall or secret garden or etc. We should take coat check here, definitely. This is a good spot for coat check. We will retrieve that. Excellent. We will take dining room. We will take... I kind of need gems, but we also are on dead ends here. So I guess I'll take this. Well, what I should really do right now is worry about like study trophy room or study. There's study, but I can't take it. Study. Laundry room. Treasure trove gets us a butt ton of money that we will be avoiding for a little bit. Scepter. Do we want the scepter? You have to, when you pick up the scepter, you have to choose a color. We'll take a little bit of money right now. Bad laundry room. I would love to take that, but that is a bad position. Those are terrible. I could technically take study here and then just go to foundation, but it is a little sketchy. It's a little sketchy. I think we have to redraw and just go left. Okay, we got to take aquarium. We're out of gems. We'll keep aquarium commonplace in terms of its rarity. We have 1 gem. Trophy room is beautiful, but it is also terrible. Take corridor. Boy. This is weird. This is fucking weird. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Weight room's great. Weight room opens the room, the door. Which one is it? The bottom one. Excellent. So that means if we can just get the ability to redraw, we can go to foundation and get in. In the meantime, we do also need some resources. Laundry room is perfect here. We take that and we probably make gyms. And then we probably use Banner of the King for a locksmith. This is our strategy these days. I need the money though. I need the money from Treasure Trove, which is an amount of footsteps. That's my last key. Never mind. No, it's not. Conference room is probably better here, actually. I can't take garage anyways. I'm gonna go get the money right now. I have a different idea. I'm gonna go to rank 9. Getting gifts, getting shops out of the draft pool along the way. As I do so, I will... Study is perfect here. I will take study, and I will get... Shit, I'm not going to get to rank 9. This is fine, though. We take study. It's so good. So I can't go up to here because that blocks my spot to get in here. So in order to draft 9 times at foundation or 8 times at foundation here, I needed study, and then I probably need some keys. So the good news is we got one of those. We got study. We can redraw as much as we want, but I need a couple keys. We do not have a break room already. We do have a conference room. And I can draft right here. Locksmith. Dang it, it's locked. 23 footsteps is not a lot, though. And I'm a little nervous that we are going to get screwed. So I think what I have to do is actually go out of the house, up foundation, and then immediately turn around and get back to get dinner, which is a really funny thing to do. Yeah, shit. I grabbed it apparently. We probably just choose gold again. I don't want to keep Royal Scepter. I'm just gonna choose gold for more shops. Now that I've done that, I hope I can pick a shop that will have a junction that will lead me into antechamber. Oh well. 13 footsteps. I got to go out, spend a couple to get into foundation, come back, get food, and then continue, which is really whack. But I mean, I don't have to. I don't need the footsteps, but I guess this is the last thing we're doing with this run, right? We got one added to the star, Spiral of Stars. And we just want to repellent antechamber and see what happens. I don't even know if they'll let you, but I want to try. We also need to make it back to coat check to put our library card, but that's pretty, or our key card. That's pretty easy though. All right. Sometimes I have a moment in the middle of the episode where I'm like, oh wait, I know what I'm going to title this episode. I've got it. I've got it. This is the moment when I discovered what I was going to call it. I'll just tell you that much. I'm not going to, you know, you probably already know what it's called because you clicked on the video, but I don't know that I ended up using that. Is this locked? It's not. So we need to redraw. Closed exhibit is perfect. So let's do it. Lock picking kit. 7 footsteps. God damn it. You can't use repellent on this room's floor plan. Shit. Well, I always wanted to try. Well. All right. Call it a day. What am I going to gain 1 from Spiral of Stars? We have to find out. We were correct that it is 100, but now we need to find out what it is. What is the game? What are you up to, Spiral of Stars? What's the game you're playing? You're playing with my emotions. That's 1. What's the other game you're playing? Add 1 word to Spiral of Stars. I like the idea of it a lot. Incremental progress. I think 1 more word will probably tell us. I would say 3 more words, like, to know for sure. But I think 1 more word tells us what Spiral of Stars is up to. Here's why. The next word is either a resource or something else. It's like, then gain 1 coin. Or allowance. That would be awesome. Or something like that. However, so that 1 word tells us a little bit more. But then the next 2 words, so 3 words total, tells us a lot. Because then it might say, then gain. And if it says that, then we know what the game is. Add a word to Spiral of Stars, then gain 1 key. And I just got it. Okay. Do I go for conservatory? I think I'd probably go for conservatory because I think at this point what we want is actually to... Let me Geist bedroom. Oh, I never coat checked the fucking thingy. Is actually to get vault to be more common. If vault is the place that I need to go, which at this point I kind of assume it is, then that's what our goal is. So I should at least try. Okay, we're gonna go at least 2 more times because that will tell us a lot about what Maybe 2, maybe 3 more times to see what observatory says. My guess is that Spiral of Stars is something that starts off adding 1 word, then gain a key, then, and it just goes and goes and goes and goes. If it goes and goes and goes and goes, it probably ramps up as you go. But what we're testing right at this exact moment is, am I correct that it just adds an extra item, like, or adds a little something every time that you do it? If that is the case, we should take a break room at some point so that we can call it a day inside of there and then code check it, etc., etc. We also, I'm not even going to check that right now because we don't need to. The messages will come in or they won't. I don't need to read them until a future day. Okay, there's our coat check. No, shit. I don't need to do that. I should have taken guy's bedroom. We have to get the item, then take coat check the next day. This has been kind of a fun episode for me. Just doing something a little different. Playing Blueprints is like being married. You got to add a little bit of spice occasionally. You got to spice things up just a little bit. What? I'm just kidding. Or am I? You'll never know because I will never tell you. Observatory, break room, perfect. We should take observatory. Is the next word and, or is it then? Those are my 2 predictions. And. I really hope it says gain 1 key and gain 1, or I hope the word after this is gain, is the short version of what I'm trying to say. Gain 1 key and gain 1, or fuck it. Why say then gain 1 key and then gain 1 something? I hope it just says gain 1 key and 2 this and 3 this. That would be most efficient, and that would be way better for my sanity. Because otherwise, I'm going to be here drafting Spiral of Stars until I've lost it, you know? Okay. Let's go to the corner. We draft Conservatory on the off chance. We didn't get it. We should try to get Guy's bedroom ahead of time next time. We go to call it a day inside of break room. I love Observatory. Honest to God, my feelings about Observatory are pure, like, have really deepened with time. I think Inkwell is amazing. It is such a costly... This is where I wanted to go. It is such a costly thing to do, to use the Inkwell redraw. And I love that. I love that the stakes are kind of high. It makes it really exciting every time you... It makes getting to 50 constellations really a huge improvement for your game. But then also, using it is, like, tinged with regret every time, which I just love. And then all of a sudden there's a thing at 100, which is also really interesting because it's not actually 100. It's actually going to be like 150 or 100 or 200, you know? To get to the bottom of Spiral of Stars, I don't know. Is there a bottom? Is it turtles all the way down? Our hope here is that the word is 2. 1. Okay. That's fine. I was really hoping it'd be partridge in a pear tree. 1 this, 2 that, 3 this, 4 that. That'd have been amazing, but... Okay, here's where we have to take note of something. North Star is 1 gold. Spiral of Stars starts by adding 1 key. My guess originally was you start by adding a gold, then you start by adding 2 trunks, 3 steps, etc. And you go through like the basics here. That's not apparently what's happening. So I really don't know what it's going to add next. My guess is probably a gem, right? Like, that's the thing that... Key is a very basic resource, but it's more valuable than a coin. There's coat check, which we can't take right here if we want to get conservatory. Let's get conservatory right here. Nope. Okay, we'll take coat check. Did I never... I didn't walk in and get the dice. Damn it. I didn't walk into Geist's bedroom and get the dice. I was probably too busy yapping. Okay, we've called it a day and gotten key card. I think we should do one more day. We're at the very hint of a... We're right at the start of, like, the Fibonacci sequence, right? Anybody else read those Dan Brown books back in the day? We're right at the start of the Fibonacci sequence. Let me very quickly Google the Fibonacci sequence to make sure that I know what I am saying. It's prime numbers, right? No. Sorry. Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the 2 numbers that preceded it, starting with 0 and 1. So 0, 1. Those 2 added together are 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5, etc., etc. We're right at the start of the Fibonacci sequence. We add a word to the spiral of stars. We gain 1 key and and 1. What? Whatever happens next, we have a pattern with so few items on it that whatever item comes up next is going to be a big hint at what the rest of the pattern looks like, you know? On today's episode of Ryan Over-Explains Things. Next, I will be over-explaining whatever comes to mind, honestly. Okay, we have not gotten observatory yet. We do have some gems and the ability to redraw. I'm really not worried about it because I don't think there's been a run yet where we have failed to get observatory, but the more redrawing I can do, the more likely I am to get conservatory as well. So observatory, nope. You'll notice earlier I did not take I did not open the chest in Treasure Trove. I think I've kind of come to the conclusion that I don't need to open them anymore. That they're all repeats and they're repeats in a random order, so I don't really... There's a couple memos that I'm missing from very early on in the game, but I don't really need to find those, I don't think. It's not on my priority list. And it would be kind of taxing to do that over and over and over again, so for now I'm just going to ignore. We still haven't found observatory. Maybe it doesn't exist. Maybe the real observatory was the friends we made along the way. We still haven't found it. I'm getting kind of nervous. Not really, I'd like to try and draft conservatory too. So this is ruining my plan. I don't need the apples, but I do need the gems. One of these doors is going to be locked pretty soon. Okay. Nothing. I don't have... Lost and Found is not worth it anymore. I forgot that that doesn't matter to me. But I don't have any items in my inventory, so it's kind of a free draw. I am now out of keys. Hilariously, we did get her ladyship's chamber, which I guess I will take. We're about to lose this telescope in about 2 seconds. Do you think there was an upgrade disc just like sitting on one of these? This is the question. Does it never end? Oh no, that's actually terrible, terrible news. Does it never end? Does the Spiral of Stars never end? Right here, I think is probably where the upgrade disc was. Maybe on the bed. I don't remember. I don't remember if I found one. Maybe here. Okay. But I know we've read the diary, so. Where is this damn observatory at? Okay, that's locked, and we don't have any keys, so, guess we go back to the starting ranks and play again. Or try to get observatory. In the final couple spots. Okay. Come on. I can redraw. Don't really want to, but I can. We'll take laboratory here just because it takes us to an interesting spot. Up against the wall here. Nothing. Redraw. Guess we'll take security. We're not going to get there in this run. This is where I was going to redraw for conservatory, but I don't even have the gems to draft conservatory because I think it cost 1. There's... Oh, fuck you. Okay, well, here's the bad news. We literally do have to do one more day because I don't have any... I want to find out what we're gaining from Spiral of Stars. I'm too curious. What's our Fibonacci sequence, you know? My voice just cracked. The outer rooms are feeling very neglected, by the way. Breakfast nook. First thing? That's crazy. Breakfast nook right off the rip is nuts. All I want to do is draft 1 observatory. I don't really want to accomplish anything else. I am but a humble drafter. Come before you today with a single plea. Give me the stars or give me death. At this point, I feel like you're taunting me. Please, I beg of thee. I'm not. I don't look good when I beg. Please. I'll do anything. Yeah, I guess we just leave that alone. Go the other way. I'm an ugly beggar. I'm an ugly crier. I'll be the person down on his hands and knees. There it is. Wailing, pulling at your coat hems. Please, sir, give me observatory. All right, what's the next word? 1. My guess is gem. My assumption at this point right here is that every 3 words for the foreseeable future, we're going to get something new. That is my assumption at the Fibonacci sequence. Maybe it's a die. Maybe it's an allowance. Maybe it's a footstep. Maybe it's 10 footsteps. Maybe it's 10 coins. Maybe it's a a star for the constellation. But I think right now, of course, you could always test it more aggressively, right? We could always calculate the 100th digit of pi to determine if there is a pattern to the first 100 digits. But in a like time sensitive and for first impressions, I think our Fibonacci sequence, our pattern here is relatively likely to be every 3, 4, 5 days. I don't know how it's gonna work. We shall gain resources. So that's interesting. I mean, the question will be what happens after that, and the question will be what resources do we gain? Is it always 1? There's many questions left to determine what the rest of the pattern is, but I feel pretty good right now with where we're at. We're gonna go for conservatory because I'm obsessed. We're not gonna get it. We have to get it right here if we're gonna get it at all. We did not get it. That's fine. That's gonna do it for our run. That is our day. So, very interesting day. We found the larger constellation, and in the finding of it, here's the best part. We found it, and the puzzle continues. That's the best part. It's not the fear I had earlier that it might be just something that like there's no there, something just kind of boring where hey, you get an extra 100 footsteps. No, there's still a mystery, there's still something to chase. I'm a dog chasing cars. All I want is another car to chase. Numeric core is is an armored tank that I'm a little bit scared to chase, but observatory remains a car that I can chase, albeit very slowly for the foreseeable future. I also can't wait to see what our staff announcements look like in the future. That's going to do it for today on Blueprints. I hope you enjoyed it. Slightly shorter episode to make up for the 2-hour one last time, and to make up for the fact that in the next episode, I will return to the numeric core and the vaults, and I already know exactly where I'm going to start. I'm going to start by, and I'll just show you right now. I just don't really want to do arithmetic this late at night after a long day of parenting. Where I'm going to start is here. 3614. It doesn't tell you what the answer is. But I want to know that I'm doing the math correctly. This one, we know the answer. This one is what I'm going to start. I'm going to start and just see if I could, like, what would the numeric core of this one be, so that I can cross-check that against my own work that I did on the other one and just see, like, do I actually understand how this works? Did I actually arrive at the right number? What I do with that information is a whole other question, but we're gonna, don't worry. I'm not giving up on that yet. I may eventually, but I'm not giving up on it yet. But for now, that's going to have to wait until next episode. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.